Yogis, welcome back to part 9 of the beginner series. Today's class is going to be a difficult class, so I hope you brought some energy. Let's get started in a resting pose to build that up. Our wide knee child's pose. Big toes come to touch. Knees are as wide as you'd like them. Whatever feels good on your hips. You can walk your palms forward and rest your forehead on the mat. And breathe. Deep belly breaths here. Letting the head be heavy. Pushing your hips back on your heels. Moving from thinking into feeling. Connect inward. On your next inhale, rise up onto hands and knees, tabletop pose. And we'll take some cat and cow at our own pace to warm up the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, curl tailbone up. Exhale, round, press into the palms, pull your belly button in. Bring your chin towards your chest. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, we round. Move back and forth however feels good for you, connecting your movement with your breath. And on your next inhale, let's meet in our tabletop pose, neutral spine. We're going to go ahead and extend our right foot back and behind us. Lift the leg off the ground, foot is flexed, glutes turn on. Make sure the hips are squared. Left arm extends. Reach your foot and hand in opposite directions, like someone's pulling on your foot and pulling on your hand. Gaze is down and forward. Exhale, release. Changing sides, left foot extends. Float the leg off the ground, foot is flexed. Right fingertips reach forward. And release. Left side, right and left side again. So right leg extends, left hand reaches forward. Exhale, release. Left leg extends, right arm reaches forward. Release. Right leg, left hand. And left leg, right hand. Let's meet back in our neutral tabletop pose. Tuck your toes under. Press into the palms, feel your core turn on. We're gonna float just our knees off the ground here, so our knees and our shins. Inhale, press into the palms, and lift your knees about 2 to 3 inches off the ground. Gaze forward, use your core to hold you up. Breathe into it. On your next inhale, hips lift up and back. Down dog. Pedal it out, right and left. Right and left. Gaze forward. Right foot steps in between the palms. Low lunge. Left foot meets it. Fold. Reverse your swan dive, nice and slow. Palms touch above head. And exhale, dive forward, hands plant. Right foot steps back. And the left foot meets it. Downward facing dog. Ripple forward through to your plank pose. And exhale, lower to your belly, nice and slow. Palms a little wide and forward of your shoulders. Press into the hands. Cobra. Lift your belly button off the ground. Glutes are strong. Exhale, release. Pressing back through knee plank or high plank. And back to down dog. Look forward. Left foot steps in between the palms. Low lunge. Right foot meets it. Fold. Reverse your swan dive. Palms touch above head. Exhale, dive forward. Hands plant. Left foot steps back. Right foot meets it. Down dog. And plank. Lower to the belly. Palms widen forward. Untuck the toes. Cobra, chest lifts. Exhale, release. Coming back through knee plank or high plank and back to down dog. This time, right leg rises, foot's nice and high. Step it through, low lunge. Left foot meets the right. Fold. Reverse your swan dive, palms touch. Exhale, dive forward, hands plant. Left foot steps back. Right foot meets it, down dog. And Vinyasa plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left leg rises nice and high. Step it through, low lunge. Right foot meets it, fold. Reverse your swan dive, palms touch. Exhale, dive forward, hands plant. Right foot steps back and left foot meets it. Down dog and Vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. Oh my gosh, my cat. That's my cat Wilson. Let me know if you guys have any pets. He's kind of a crazy guy. Right leg rises and steps through, low lunge. Straighten the right leg, bend the left foot, spring forward, fold. Reverse swan dive, high mountain, dive forward, hands plant. Right foot steps back, left foot meets it, down dog. Vinyasa. Meeting in down dog. Left leg rises nice and high, step it through. Low lunge. Straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Spring forward and fold. Reverse your swan dive, palms touch. Dive forward, hands plant. Left foot steps back. Right foot meets it, down dog. And take a vinyasa. Always feeling free to skip these out if it's too much. Sometimes I skip them all out. Look forward and baby step your way to the top of the mat this time. Fold. Hips sit back. Chair pose. Arms reach straight up and out. Tailbone tucks under. Glutes are strong. Exhale, dive forward. Right foot steps back. Left foot meets it, down dog. And right leg rises. Right foot steps through. Warrior one. Left foot at a 45-degree angle. Rise up, arms are straight. Inhale. Exhale, hands frame right foot. Stepping back to plank. Lower through your vinyasa. Meet in down dog. Left leg rises and steps through warrior one. Right foot 45-degree angle. Arms reach straight up. Exhale, hands frame left foot. Step back to plank and vinyasa. Meeting in down dog. Look forward, step your way up to the top of the mat. Fold. Hips sit back. Chair pose. Exhale, dive forward. Left foot steps back. Right foot meets it. Down dog, hold. Right leg rises and steps through. Warrior one. Arms are straight, gaze is up. Exhale, hands frame right foot. Step right back to plank and move through your vinyasa. Left leg rises and steps through. Warrior one. Come on in. Exhale. Step back to plank and vinyasa. Hold your down dog for 5 breaths, or take a child's pose for 5 breaths. Whatever you need, just breathe. We'll all meet in down dog once you're ready, and we'll get into our sequence. Right leg rises nice and high. Step the right foot through. Warrior two. Back foot parallel. Arms at a T. Gaze over your right fingertips. Feel your right glutes strong. Sit a little bit lower. Have a block nearby for this sequence. I like to use one. So if you have them available to you, definitely utilize them in this sequence, unless you're advanced and you already know your body here. Straighten the right leg. Fingertips reach forward. Triangle pose. Left arm is up. Gaze is up. Pull your right hip back. And breathe. Left hand to left hip. Grab your block here. Place your block a foot of the right pinky toe, coming into half moon. Weights in the right leg. Left leg rises. Body opens to the side. Legs are really strong in your half moon. If this is good for you, left arm can reach up. Breathe. On your next inhale, bring your left hand back to your left hip. We're going to try to float back into triangle, nice and slow. Just put your right hand on the floor and slide it back. Left arm reaches back up, triangle. Hands frame the right foot. Low lunge. Left hand down, right arm up. Runner's lunge with a twist. Roll to the outside edges of both feet. Stack the legs, side plank. Bump your hips up. Exhale, plank. And vinyasa, or skip it out if it's too much. We'll repeat this on the left side. Left leg rises and steps through. Warrior two. Back foot parallel with the short edge. Arms at a T. Check your alignment. Make sure your left knee is not going over your left foot. You have enough space between the feet, and your arms are reaching strong. Straighten the left leg. Reach forward. Triangle pose. Left arm down, right arm up. Gaze up. Pull your left hip back. Pull your belly button in. Right hand to right hip. Have your block a foot in front of your left pinky toe. Half moon. Come on in. Try to have both legs straight. Think about your toes almost facing the ceiling if you can. So try to kind of angle your toes up. If that's available to you, hold it. Right arm rises if that's available. And look at something that's not moving to find your balance. Transitioning back into triangle, bring your hand back to your hip and just guide your hand along the floor if you can. Triangle pose. Maybe your other arm reaches up. Hands frame left foot. Low lunge. Left arm rises. Twist. Roll to the outside edges of both feet and stack the legs if you can. Side plank. Bump your hips up. Back to your high plank pose and vinyasa. We will meet in down dog. Breathe it out here. We're gonna try an arm balance today, so just see where your body goes. Maybe put a blanket in front of your mat if you're worried about falling. I fell many times in this pose before I got it. But just play with your edge. Look forward and walk your hands to the top of your mat, or your feet towards the top of your mat. Fold. Press into the mat, shift the weight into the hands. It's like your hands are becoming your feet, and we're gonna hop our feet wide. Easy, right? Heels and toes out. Sit your hips down for your Malasana yogi squat. Our elbows are pressing into our knees here to open up our hips. Kind of sway back and forth here. Just breathe into it. We're going to be coming into crow pose. So hands are going to plant. We're going to lift our knees into our armpits. So if you can't even get here, stay in your Malasana. Work on opening your hips up. Cat grip the mat. So fingertips are wide. Finger pads grip the mat. So my knuckles are coming up. Come up on your tippy toes. Can step the feet a little bit more in if you need, depending on your anatomy. Shift the weight forward and find your balance for your crow pose. Pull your knees in towards your glutes. Gaze forward at something that's about maybe a foot in front of your hands. Exhale, meet back in our Malasana. Breathe, that's a tough pose. It's a good arm balance to play around with early on if you want to get into that in your beginner series. So I definitely recommend taking this class 4 or 5 times before moving to class 10, which is where we'll take a headstand. So it's a good one to build up some arm strength. Press into the palms, parallel the feet, straighten the legs and fold. We're going to work on hopping back to plank now. So like we did before when we hopped our feet together, press into the palms, shift the weight forward. Come high on your toes, bend your knees. We're just going to hop right to plank. You can step back if you know this is not available to you. So on your next inhale, hop right back, plank, and the hips lift up and back. Down dog, sigh it out. Right leg rises and steps through. Warrior 1, back foot at a 45-degree angle. Rise up. Have both of your blocks nearby. We're going to be coming into pyramid pose. So if you struggle with hamstring flexibility, definitely have them on either side of the foot. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Grab your blocks if you need them. Square off the hips, and we're going to come down with a flat back. Think about your belly button kissing your right thigh. Keep pulling your hips parallel. So in teacher training, they recommend to us to have a towel here so we can really keep our hips square. So a towel in between the thighs. So imagine you're squeezing something in between your thighs and it's holding that in place. You can fold into it, rounding the spine, maybe moving your blocks down a level, and breathe into that hamstring. Really deep stretch here. Flatten your back, come up halfway. Keep your left hand planted to the inside of the right foot, right hand to right hip. Square out the hips again. Right arm reaches up for your revolved triangle pose. Gaze up. This is a really deep hamstring stretch, so blocks are very helpful here. If you don't have blocks, you could take your left hand to your shin. It's a little trickier to balance though. So I do prefer a block. Hold it for one more breath. And we're gonna take our block a foot in front of our big toe. Our left leg's gonna come up. Our right arm's gonna reach up one more time. Keep all that opening for the chest. Revolved half moon. Pull your belly button in. We won't be here too long. This is a tricky pose to balance in. And it requires a lot of glute strength. So if your glutes are burning, nice work. Both hands come down. Standing split. Left leg lifts up, head drops. Keep the hips squared. Left foot can step back. Low lunge. Right foot meets it, down dog. Take a vinyasa or skip it out. Saving yourself the energy. So you might notice your right leg is a lot different from your left. We're gonna go ahead and fix that. Left leg rises and steps through warrior one. Rise up. Having your blocks nearby for this next pose. Straighten the left leg. Put your blocks on either side of the foot if you have them. And we're gonna come down with a flat back, hands on hips, square off the hips, belly button towards left thigh, fold it. Let your head drop. Try to keep both legs straight if you can. It's not about how far down you can come, it's about having the proper alignment in these poses. So when your alignment is 100% to your best, the best of your ability, you are getting the full benefit for your body. So it's really important, especially in deep hamstring stretches like pyramid pose and revolved triangle, that we're not forcing our body into a shape it's not ready to take just yet. So check in, noticing your alignment. Our left hand's gonna plant, or our right hand's gonna plant next to our left foot. Our left arm's gonna reach up. For our revolved triangle, gaze up. Try to keep a flat spine here and bring your head forward. So neck is part of the spine. It's often forgotten in yoga, but check in. Notice that your neck's in line with your back. Left hand to hip. Plant the block about a foot in front of where it already was for your revolved half moon. Both legs are straight. Glutes burn. Left arm reaches up if you can. Open up your chest. Only a few breaths here. Exhale both hands to the floor or blocks. Right leg lifts up and back, head folds, standing splits. Back foot comes to the mat. Low lunge. Both feet step back, down dog. And vinyasa plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. From down dog, we're gonna lower to our forearms. You guys know what's coming. Dolphin pose. So make sure your elbows, hands, and wrists all in one line. Pull your belly button in and walk your feet in as much as you can. But keep your back flat. So once you find your edge, right leg rises. This is really kind of the setup for our headstand, so I want you guys to really nail this one before progressing to part 10. Lower. Left leg rises. Keep your back flat, breathe. And lower. Go ahead, come to your knees. Take a breath. Hips sit on the heels. And we'll go ahead. Sit back onto your hips. Swing your legs forward. Coming into boat pose. So belly button pulls in. Shins are parallel with the floor. And use your hands like a traction to get your back flat here. You might even feel your core engage more when you take that action. Gaze forward. If you can balance here, no problems. Float the arms up, palms face the ceiling. On your next inhale, we're gonna lower to low boat. Exhale, come back up, high boat. Put your feet down, hands behind your glutes, fingertips face the toes, hips lift up for a reverse bridge or reverse plank. Head drops back if you like. This is a really good shoulder stretch. Exhale, release. Back to boat pose. Pull your belly button in, core strong. Low boat. High boat. Reverse bridge. Hands and feet plant. Hips lift up, bodies like a box. Head drops back. And release. We're gonna go ahead and lower all the way to our back, but we're not closing class quite yet. So lower back, legs straight up. Head comes to the mat, arms at a T. Press your lower back into the ground as much as you can, so your total spine is flat to the ground. Legs are strong, pointed toes. Lower your right leg, left leg stays where it is. Right leg comes back up, left leg lowers. Left leg comes back up. This time, right leg lowers, reach for your left foot. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right foot comes back up, left leg lowers, reach for your right leg, opposite hand. So left foot reaches for the right foot or ankle. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more each side. Reaching for the left ankle or foot. See how high I can get? I can almost touch my toe. Change sides. Left hand reaches right foot. Hold it. And both knees come in. Breathe. Grab the back of your thighs and just rock yourself back up to your easy pose, legs crossed. Roll forward on your knees for tabletop. Get resituated on your mat if you need. Hips lift up and back, down dog. Let's take one more vinyasa. Plank, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. We're gonna try hopping forward, and then we're gonna take a seat and close class. So gaze forward, come up on your toes, bend your knees. Cat claw the mat like we did in crow. And as best if you can, hop your hands or your feet towards your hands. So gaze past your fingertips. Inhale. Meet me at the top of your mat. Fold. Hips sit back. Chair pose. And sit all the way down to your legs crossed again. We're gonna come into fire log pose. So another hip opening variation. If you know fire log pose is not for you, just stay with your shins crossed and fold forward. We'll change sides. If you want to try fire log, just stack your shins. So either shin on top, like I said, we're gonna do both sides. So whichever one you'd like to start with, you can. So your knee's right over your foot and your foot's right over your knee. If this is really intense, you can slip a block kind of inside of your legs to take some of that pressure off so there's not so much gravity happening there. If this feels good, you can hinge forward with a flat back and reach your palms forward, getting into the hips. Again, stay in your easy pose if fire log's kind of feeling like a lot for you. This pose did not agree with me early on, and I used to really not like it. So I understand if you don't like it either. It takes a while to like some of these deep hip openers. Fold, breathe. We won't be here too long. And release. Changing either the stack of the shins or the cross of the legs, depending on what pose you're in. Some days I like to cross on one side. Sometimes I like to stack on one side. It really just depends. Sit up nice and tall and fold forward. Or maybe you just stay up straight, whatever is good for you. Let it go. Walk back in, straighten the legs in front of you. Should feel pretty good. We're gonna lower to our back and close our class here with a back bend and a twist. So have your blocks out of your way for your twist. Lower down, bend your knees, feet plant. Make sure you can graze the back of your heels with your fingertips, so wherever you are. So you can either come into bridge. So you guys know bridge by now. Hips lift up, glutes are strong, knees, hips, ankles all in one line. Okay, so you can stay in bridge. If you want to play with wheel, you could just start by even taking the hands and just staying in bridge. That's totally okay. That's where I was for honestly years. So you can be there for one day. It's no big deal. So fingertips are going to face the shoulders. Our elbows will face straight up. Walk your feet in one more time, almost where it feels unusual. Hips lift up for bridge. So you could just stay right here, playing with pressing into the palms and just getting used to the shape of the arms. This was really difficult for me in the beginning, just to get my arms like this. Press into the feet, press into the hands, and on your next inhale, bring the top of your head towards the mat. Then lift up off the mat completely. Bridge pose, bring your chest through your arms. Squeeze your knees and thighs together. And then lift up on your tippy toes if you like a little extra height. And exhale, coming out the same way we went in. So head down, onto our shoulders, hips lower. And you can windshield wiper the knees here to release the back. Shins come up parallel, arms at a T. Drop your legs to either side, whatever is intuitive for you. And twist. Gaze towards the opposite hand. Breathe. Changing our twist. Shins come up parallel. Over to the opposite side. Breathe there. Take your gaze either up or the opposite way of your knees. And when you're ready, corpse pose. Heels in close, palms in close, palms face up, eyes close, feet flap open. I recommend staying in your corpse pose for at least 5 minutes, whatever your time permits. Like I said, this was a tricky class today. We took some new moves and we did some different types of transitions. So I do recommend taking this class 4 or 5 times before moving to the next class, just to really build up that strength. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you like this video or if you have any questions, leave me a comment and let me know. I really look forward to seeing you guys back soon. Namaste.